Carnage in C Minor is notorious for being one of the dumbest and most confusing episodes in the entirety of Transformers Generation 1. I had planned to cover it a bit after my funniest dumbest moments list back in 2016, but it's taken me a bit longer. So yeah, this review is 5 years in the making.
Transformers, for the beats we hide. Autobots wage their war to destroy the evil forces of the Sith.
So, why wasn't Carnage in C Minor on the funniest dumbest moments list in the first place? Well, because it's really not so much a moment in this episode as it is the entire thing. There was just so much to discuss with Carnage in C Minor that I wanted to separate it into its own video. This episode is a super silly plot about getting a powerful harmonic weapon by having three weirdos with silly flange singy song voices hum into a tape recorder. Then you pair this plot up with some of the most confused animation Transformers has ever had, and you've really got something. Carnage in C Minor is an experience. While there's no shortage of confusing animation quirks and errors with Toei, who animated the majority of G1, whenever an episode was animated by the South Korean studio ACOM, you were usually in for some more animated anarchy. ACOM would constantly use outdated designs for characters, and their coloring would be all over the place. One of their odd ones that always stood out to me was them coloring the top of Optimus Prime's head entirely gray during the 3-episode Season 4, giving him a kind of mohawk he didn't usually have. ACOM would also seemingly place random characters in the background sometimes. They were responsible for the one time Shockwave abandoned his post on Cybertron and went to Earth in the Autobot run. But ACOM really takes it to the next level in this one and raises the dead. Carnage in C Minor is a Season 3 episode, so post-Transformers the movie, and quite a few of those episodes could be confusing about the cast of an episode, but again, this episode goes above and beyond to make it feel like a fever dream. One of the main Autobots in this one is Broadside, who only appeared in 4 episodes total, and in every other episode than Carnage in C Minor, he looked like this. With a visor and a faceplate, while here he has a stupid-looking big red face. Making it confusing as to who the hell this actually was before the days of wikis to easily lay this stuff out for you. What had happened here is ACOM was for some reason using a prototype design for Broadside, but with another color scheme giving him that red face. So, in a season of who's that? Should I already know who they are? They gave you a completely different character design in this one episode for one of them who barely ever showed up. This is also, unfortunately, one of the few starring role episodes for Soundwave after the movie. Soundwave was always kind of the third in charge of the Decepticons pre-movie and one of Megatron's most trusted officers. And this is really the only time he still kind of seems that way with Galvatron. So, despite the many silly things in this episode, I do like seeing Soundwave treated more appropriately rather than just being stuck in the background like most of Season 3.
Prepare to fire the engine!
Is that wise?
Oh yeah, and Soundwave's faceplate is supposed to move when he speaks, of course they just leave it static a bunch of times in this episode. Anyway, the Decepticons are trying to throw a comet on the Autobot City Transformer Metroplex just to be jerks, but luckily, I guess Perceptor was spying on them.
See? I told you there was Decepticon activity!
They can't even do good shot composition in this episode. I mean, what the garbage is this half of Perceptor's head talking here?
And that comet can serve as their prison.
Sounds like a kind of lazy approach, Ultra Magnus, but I guess he just can't deal with that right now.
Cup and Hot Rod just bought it.
I can't deal with that now.
So, this episode has a hard time with a lot of things, and the size of the combiners is one of them. Immediately during this opening battle, we see the Aerial Bot combiner made to be about the same size as Grimlock and Ultra Magnus. And on the flip side, the Constructicon combiner Devastator is just slightly shorter than Soundwave. These guys are just supposed to be a bit larger when they combine like this. Anyway, Grimlock isn't really in this episode, so he disappears, probably so that he won't get any more shots like this with an unfinished looking face and a regular mouth on his robot body that he doesn't have. We then see Devastator form, even though we just saw Mini Devastator already formed. Anyway, he's immediately crushed by Broadside's aircraft carrier mode. Guess he at least found some use for that mode while flying around in space. Where they should be in very low gravity and that attack wouldn't have really worked, but oh well. And what are they doing here? Waving at each other just a few feet away? It's probably not the time to stop and say hi in the middle of the battle, you idiots. But now, it's time for everyone's favorite shot in this shit show that brings back 2 dead Autobots. Brawn and Huffer, welcome back. As you may recall, Brawn was killed in the movie due to a super fatal shoulder wound.
Fatality.
And Huffer also apparently died during the movie's events, as Daniel mentions his grave by name during the Zombie Prime episode Dark Awakening.
Ironhide, Ratchet, Prowl, Huffer.
But I guess they both got over being dead. I mean, hell, Wheeljack was also apparently killed during that battle, but that didn't stop him from showing up in Transformers Victory for the death of the Prime clone Genrai. But even 2 brought back to life Autobots isn't enough confusion for this one shot, as the Constructicon Bone Crusher has apparently changed sides and is now helping the Autobots blow up the comet rockets that he just helped build. We haven't even gotten to the real plot yet. You see why I saved this for its own video?
The comet is heading straight for a small planet.
Inhabited?
Yes.
Time for another Superion is the same size as the rest of the gang shot, but more notably is how off everyone looks here. They're almost chibi looking with how deformed they are. Mini Superion also just blocks off part of Ugly Broadside's face in this shot. These are mistakes you'd typically see from someone not experienced that much with framing a scene. But this is animated, so there's really no excuse for all these ugly composed shots. Superion has also apparently defected and joined the Decepticons.
He thwarted me!
And Mouthwave is really happy about it. But considering he doesn't usually get a mouth, Soundwave better get his smiling in while he can. You can kinda see Soundwave's normal head under this other face too, so the closer you look at this, the more nightmarish it is. An annoying sound then comes from the planet, which is so good it can magically travel past the atmosphere and into the vacuum of space. This makes the Transformers do a little rave and also blows up the comet.
So much for the comet!
And so much for me. I'm leaving.
What a great story! Who the hell are we? And why should we care?
Well, there's nothing I can do now.
What was that?
Heaven Soundwave sounded more like hell. Anyway, Broadside is like now way larger than Galvatron, and also the Protectobots are suddenly with the Autobot group. I don't know.
Constructicons, form Devastator!
I mean, it worked so well before. Yeah, well, never mind about old Devastator. He's being booked like shit these days. Seriously, Perceptor can take out Devastator that easily. The microscope blows away the combiner in one shot. Guess Devastator is lucky this isn't the movie. The Constructicons would be dead from that, but instead we see them perfectly fine just shooting back at them in the next shot.
I'm going to find the source of that harmony and use it against the Autobots!
Sure, why not? I mean, what else are we doing? Now, Ultra Magnus is giant and smashing Constructicons together.
That was no weapon. That was harmonic bliss. A musical kiss.
Blaster, were you always here? Who is anyone? What is going on?
Whatever. We've got to get to that alien city first.
Screw Perceptor and Hotspot. I can't deal with them right now. Apparently, Angry Face Broadside has also switched sides. Guess there's just a lot of that going around. It's okay though, he changes his mind back to Autobot in the next shot. I'm sorry, there's just something amusing about Galvatron having this big smile on his face for no real reason. Maybe he's just happy that his former best bud is finally hanging out with him again. Or maybe that's what Galvatron is so happy about. You know, he's a real by-the-hand type of leader.
Blast! They'll get there ahead of us! Well, we'll just have to sneak up and stalk them! Stalk them!
No anti-aircraft defenses. They don't seem hostile.
That's all it takes to convince me, little kid Ultra Magnus who doesn't even need to open his mouth to talk anymore.
That's because they aren't. This entire civilization is based on musical harmonies.
Sure, I haven't met anyone from this planet, and the first thing we heard from it was a harmonic weapon, but they're not dangerous.
Not dangerous.
So that's why you should help us fight the Decepticons.
I love that they just skip over the actual first meeting of the Transformers and these weirdos. That's not important. Giant living robots! This changes my whole viewpoint on the universe! Just kidding, I don't care.
This is your war, not ours.
Bad news, Mag. He doesn't want to help us.
If only he would help them, maybe he could tell them that's not a great shot having Ultra Magnus's shoulder block off half of Blaster's face.
Anyone who doesn't can leave, just like Allegra.
Basso here says anybody who disagrees with him can do the big hike, like somebody named Allegra.
So, this gets old rather quick. Apparently only Soundwave and Blaster can understand the singy song voices and repeat what they are saying constantly.
We must win her to the Decepticon cause. But how? Leave that to me.
I know she'll definitely help us if we get to her first, even though I know nothing about her and only now just heard of her existence. Galvatron and Soundwave then blast the bridge in front of the Autobots, like that would really matter when they are with a plane transformer, but luckily somehow the bridge in front of them lands on top of them? Spatial awareness, also not really one of this episode's strong suits.
Think that destroyed them, Galvatron?
Possibly.
A jump cut in animation? Why? It's like ACOM took it as a personal challenge to make this the ugliest and most confusing episode of Transformers ever. And I also don't know why Galvatron or Soundwave would think that dropping rocks on them might kill them. The Transformers can take a whole lot more than that. I mean, unless it's the movie where a shoulder blast kills the shit out of them, until getting over that in this episode.
Let's make certain.
Now, that blast does seem like it did a bit more damage, but it turns out all Galvatron really did here was blast the rocks on top of them, making it easier for the Autobots to get out. Though the singy song shitheads also odd at them, so maybe that helped somehow? I don't know. Also, for one shot, the Autobots and the rubble appear to be in a forest, even though this is supposed to be in the middle of a city.
Look at the dents on me.
I mean, imagine the dents on me, cause we can't actually draw them. Also, I hope you liked Broadside suddenly replacing the singy song weirdos in this shot. They already had just about every other animation error in this episode, so of course the non-changing background had to get in here.
That guy used part of a harmony that blew us out of space.
You weren't in space, Blaster, unless you just forgot the last few minutes and are talking about earlier in the episode for some reason. Anywho, the Autobots decide to see if Z-Bop and his jaundice here will help them out since Rocksteady refused.
I can help you find Allegra.
What did he say?
He says he can help us find Allegra.
How do you not understand me? It's not like I'm even speaking another language. What did he say? He says this episode sucks. Damn it, Blaster, I can't deal with bad reviews right now. I see now why Allegra had to leave. Basso Profundo was against highly pointless arm movements.
Very impressive.
You know, Megatron, ever since Unicron turned you into Galvatron, I feel you're way more easily impressed.
Get out!
Aw, miscolored face Soundwave looks really sad.
We will help you overthrow Basso Profundo's archaic rule. Why should you...
Galvatron's little speech bored Allegra so much she's instantly on the ground.
We are the future.
Very well.
Me and my blue hand are very easily convinced by giant robots I've never seen before.
Soundwave, are you getting this?
I was, but then you asked if I was getting this during it, so the recording is ruined.
Never mind that. Did you get the harmony?
Never mind what? Galvatron just asked Soundwave, are you getting this? And then said, never mind. Did you get it?
No!
I was distracted by my mouth blade not moving correctly. Also, I joined the Autobots now.
Well, then I'm going to shove my shoulder into your head. And suddenly Soundwave is like a child standing next to Galvatron, even though they're usually around the same height.
Basso Profundo and Zebop Scandana share the rest.
She says Basso Profundo and somebody else have the rest.
Yes, I know, Soundwave. I might be crazy, but I don't need you to translate her into the same language she is speaking. Galvatron may be annoyed, but that won't wipe the smile from his face.
And that's your trouble with Basso Profundo? He doesn't like her music?
You got it!
Everybody's a critic.
Wait a second, how do we know what he said unless Blaster repeats it? And within one cut, Soundwave decides to try out a different eye style. Anyway, the one part of the harmony still works as a weapon, so I guess there's no real point in getting the rest. Just kidding, it works, but it doesn't work good enough?
Galvatron, your giant nose has made me decide to go neutral now.
Blast it, Soundwave!
I'm not so sure this is a good idea anymore.
Why did you think it was a good idea in the first place, then? They haven't done anything differently since you met them.
Allegra! Allegra!
Either those trees are a lot closer than they look, or they've got some really heavy air out today.
Decepticons, arrived at last.
Great! Scorch marks on top of everything else!
Broadside has suddenly disappeared, so I'll just steal his voice.
Zebop, inside, quick!
Blaster, what did he say? He said, Zebop, get in quick! I am dead.
Soundwave, use what you have of the secret. Soundwave, are you getting this?
Zebop then transmits his part of the harmony at the Decepticons through his forehead, I guess?
You won't.
Oops, I was a little late on my cue to grab you. And then suddenly Hotspot is with Ultra Magnus and Blaster, cause why not? Also, objects on this non-changing background may appear closer than they seem. So, with a job well done, Soundwave walks inside of Galvatron.
Beaten? Me?
Ow! My neck!
I do believe we've got them this time, and we don't need her anymore.
You haven't needed her for a while, since after you got her sound waves. And Galvatron drops Allegra into space? Sudden starry backdrops are a constant confusing issue in this episode, but it's even worse now that it's clearly daylight out. Man, that's some good traction Ultra Magnus's tires get.
Unconscious. She won't feel a thing.
Well, She's dead now. Good one, Ultra Magnus. And finally, another battle between Blaster and Soundwave. Just like we wanted.
We won.
How did I suddenly get behind you?
Can we do anything for him?
I don't think so, Blaster. Looks like he's bound for the junkyard, not the repair shop.
This is probably why the Autobots don't usually ask Broadside's medical opinion.
I told you, they use their harmonies for everything, even healing.
When my eyes turn into a visor, I can steal Blaster's voice!
Anyway, the aerial bots and the Constructicons suddenly remembered they were in this episode, and I guess Devastator isn't the only combiner being booked like a one-shot jobber in this episode. And now, Hotspot has a regular mouth, because every Transformer with a faceplate needs to have a regular mouth at some point in this episode, I guess.
Any sign of Ultra Magnus and the others?
Don't ask me, you're the one who was suddenly with them a scene ago.
Anyway, Basso Profundo and whoever this woman is can do a little harmonizing to turn on their original series Star Trek computer, which does some more random sound blasting. Which also easily takes out another combiner, Defensor. But that's okay really, because the Protectobots shouldn't have been able to form Defensor when Hotspot, who is one of them, is standing right beside them instead of being combined. But hey, look, more Constructicons switching sides. Maybe they unrobo-smashered themselves. You know, that story about how they became Decepticons from the episode The Lies of Omega Supreme? Maybe after switching sides, the Constructicons felt bad and fixed some dead Autobots. See, this nonsense all makes sense.
I can't do it.
Of course you can't. You need a Legram and Z-Bob's Scandana to make it work.
Why do I have giant screens just to show me people I already know?
Soundwave does some Soundwave attacking, and he's probably supposed to be in this shot, but instead it's just the beam flying around by itself.
Play it back! The complete harmony!
You know that new sound you're looking for? Well, listen to this!
Now we go to Earth.
Sure, there's barely any time left in the episode, but let's throw in going back to Earth too.
Galvatron and Soundwave have been here and gone.
Who's talking? Why does everyone look so bad? Why does Perceptor look like he's laying down in the middle of the air?
We've seen your healing powers. Will you help us save our friends?
Guess that's all they need to save Prime in the movie. Some idiots humming at him.
I fear the wounds are fatal.
No, they're not.
Wow, what a stupid solution. Roll out!
At least Scamper here can take shots to the groin like nobody's business.
Soundwave! The harmonics! No!
I know, Galvatron, you don't need to hold my hand.
Don't I, Soundwave? Don't I?
Ultra Magnus! Soundwave has already cranked up the harmony! That's why we brought Basso Profundo, Allegra, and Z-Bob Scandana along!
How can they defeat our perfect sound?
Well, maybe it would work better if I hadn't had to use a Galvatron voice removal filter.
Shut up, Soundwave!
Anti-sound.
Doesn't sound like anti-sound to me, 'cause I'm hearing it. Anyway, from space, I guess, Mini Superion tackles Galvatron.
I don't want to see your ugly face. Just a button that says erase.
That's pause, not erase blaster. And Soundwave can perfectly remove Galvatron talking during his harmony recordings, but he doesn't have any backup files.
My tapes, you've erased my tapes. Damn you, Mini Blaster. Damn you to anti-sound hell.
You've got to learn to live with each other's differences if you're going to live in harmony.
Yeah, I guess that fixes their problems. Whatever they were. Carnage in C minor takes you around and back again. Oh, don't you start again with that shit, me! See, this is confusing, just like the episode. Wait, what did I say? I don't know. Allegra! As dumb as this episode was, it at least brought back to life Brawn and Huffer and also finished the redemption arc of the Constructicons. Or maybe none of that happened. Maybe this was an anti-episode and it canceled itself out in perfect disharmony.
I don't like this movie, doesn't look too friendly. This bootleg is so fake, that toy is gonna break. Famous, don't let me down, you need to be around. Grab that chocolate pizza, I even like it cause I want. Famous, so famous, bring on mortal comedy. Famous, so famous, an animation movie. Famous, so famous, what really is so fun. Famous, so famous, what's your opinion about?
I was super embarrassed of this episode and my performance in it. Please stop bringing it up.